Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation. So we will discuss about analysis in translating song. So before we translate the song, we should pay attention to the several things. What theory will we use? What methods? So before we go deep to the materials, let me introduce our group. The first one is Vicky Oktavian with second number 023. Second, Satria Inova with second number 025. And the last is me, Rama Aswandi, with the number 028. In this PPT or in this discussion, we choose to use the theory called the Pentathlon principle by Peter Lowes. So basically, Peter Lowes' Pentathlon principle highlights 5 key elements in a song translation: singability, meaning, naturalness, rhyme, and emotional tone. A good translation must balance all of these to stay true to the original song while still sounding natural and singable in the new language.
And for the next slide is the importance of songs translations. The first is global reach. It helps songs cross language barrier and reach international audience. The second is cultural exchange. Allows people to experience different culture, values and stories through music. The third is media and industry impact. To support global popularity of music industry like K-pop, Latin pop, and international film soundtrack like Disney. And the emotional connection. They enable audience to feel the emotions and message of the song in their own language. And the last is accessibility. Make songs understandable and enjoyable for listener who don't speak the original language. For the next slide is the Pentathlon principle detail breakdown. The first is singability. For the example, like BTS, Butter in Japanese. The challenge is the Korean original has a bouncy, rhythmic flows with tight syllable counts. And for the solution is the Japanese versions adjust phrasing to match the melody while keeping the playful tone. Like a Korean has a X label, but the Japanese they just adjust for the rhythm. The second is the meaning. For the example is Shakira's Waka Waka in French. The challenge is the song's theme, its Africa unity World Cup spirit must remain clear. And the solution is the French versions keeps core metaphor while adapting culturally. In English, like you are good soldier choosing your battle. In French, as you can see, it means like you are good soldier and rise and fight. And next, the third is naturalness. The example is Despacito's English versions. And the challenge, the Spanish English, the Spanish originally used sensual, flowing phrases hard to replicate it in English. And the solution, the English version simplifies lines for the singability while keeping the vibe. As you can see, the Spanish one is as you can see the Spanish is despacito quiero blah 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 blah. It's mean like slowly I want to breathe your neck slowly. In English it mean like slowly I wanna take it nice and slow. It's more natural English phrasing. And the fourth is rhyme. The example, Mandarin's tonal rhymes versus English. The challenge is Mandarin use tonal rhymes. Its words rhyme in pitch plus sounds, which English lacks. And then for the solution is creative rhymes compensate, like the Mandarins from a song Yu Liang and or Ming Liang, both and in yang tones, but in English translations, it's become the moon or sun breaks. It sacrifice rhyme for meaning, and for the alternative is the moon or in tune. It forces rhyme but may distort the meaning. Okay, next is the last fidelity to music. For the example, the Hallelujah, Hallelujah in Germany. It's by Leonard Cohen. The challenge is the song's solemn spiritual tone must be preserved, and the solution German lyrics use a biblical echoes and weighty praisings. Like the English one, it's a call and it's a broken hallelujah, and in the Germans, ein kaltes and gobert and blah 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 blah. It's mean like a call and a broken hallelujah. And then we move to next slide is types of songs translations with modern example. So they are using a strategy. They are using a sum of strategy like a literal, adaptive, phonetic replacement, and visual or semiotic. Nah, for the description for the literal is translates word for word, focuses on academic or poetic values. For the example, it from Beowulf translate as a singable forms, and the description of adaptive is change word to match tone, mood, and cultural vibes. For the example, dynamite from BTS in Spanish keep the party energy, and the the descriptions of phonetic is the prioritize matching the sounds even if the meaning get lost. For the example is Numa Numa, English versions mimicking Romanian sounds, and the description of replacement is substitutes lyric entirely, keeping only the theme or melody. For the example, my favorite things versus a few of my favorite things. And the visual or semiotics focuses how lyrics work with visual performance or context. Subtitle that match scene's tone even if word change. BTS Dynamite, and it has three versions. There is original English, Japanese versions, Spanish fan translations, and the English lyrics is shining through the city with a little funk and soul. And the analysis of the feature is funk reference and AABB rhyme. And then the Japanese lyrics is Machikaze in funky soul no sede. And the feature of the analysis is keeps funk or souls but loses rhyme but adds rhythmic flow. And the last is Spanish fan translations with the lyric is Prilando and La Cuidad or blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's I don't know how to say it, but the feature and the analysis is using direct translations funk why souls feels natural. And the next slide.
Challenges on translating song. Of course, there are some challenges on translating songs. The first one is singability. Translate lyrics must match the original melody, which means aligning syllables, rhythm, and word stress. If the words don't fit the musical structure, the song becomes awkward to sing and loses its flow. The second one is preserving meaning. A good translation captures the original message and intent of the song. This can be difficult because direct translations often don't carry the same nuance, requiring creative rewording that still reflects the core meaning. The third one is natural flow. Lyrics should sound natural and fluent in the target language. A song that sounds too literal or forced can distract listeners and feel unnatural, especially when idioms or cultural references don't carry over smoothly. The fourth one is maintaining rhyme. Many songs use rhyme to enhance rhythm and memorability. Reproducing this in another language is tricky, as the rhyme schemes and available vocabulary may differ significantly. Still, a well-crafted rhyme helps the translated lyrics feel cohesive and musical. The last point is emotional consistency. Beyond words and melody, a song carries emotion, like joy, sadness, power, and intimacy. The translation must maintain this emotional impact. A mismatch in tone can completely alter how the song is experienced by listeners. Now move to the conclusion. Translating song is not just a linguistic task, it's a creative process that blends language, music, and culture. It goes far beyond word translation. A skilled translator must balance rhythm, meaning, idiomatic expressions, rhyme, and emotional tone, always trying true to the essence of the original song. This makes song translation a delicate craft that demands both linguistic expertise and artistic sensitivity. As we have seen in examples like Dynamite, Despacito, and Waka Waka, successful translations are those that manage to preserve the heart and spirit of the song while adapting it naturally into a new language and cultural setting. That will wrap up our discussion about analysis in translating song. If you have any thoughts about this discussion, feel free to share your thought in the comment section. Thank you for your attention and see you next time.